bad bitch, I'm a bad bitch, one.
Hey, girlie.
Hey, how are you?
I wasn't sure if you're sitting there long. I just had to run and grab some chapstick because my lips are shiz.
I hate when that happens.
It's the worst.
Yeah, I can always tell like if I'm dehydrated, if I haven't had enough water, because instantly my lips will just be so chapped.
Yep. It's the worst. And I've never been like a full, I don't know, like I know there are girls that like always have like their chapstick with them or something, or have always done it.
Yeah.
But it really like has been like until recently. And I think like it was just like seeing a picture of myself and like smiling and just like how dry my fucking lips looked. And I was like, I need to fix this. This is not okay.
That's funny.
You're looking so
Hi, ladies.
This is crazy.
Thank you. I know it's coming along. It's coming along.
I'm so amped. I'm so getting that. There is a live stream for Chicago, right? I assume.
There's what?
A live stream for Chicago? I assume there would be.
Yeah, there should be. Usually those ones have like it seems like the Wings of Strength shows usually have it.
Hell yeah. Definitely gonna be buying that one. I'm excited.
Yeah, support our lady.
You're like the first of us that's taking a stab at it this year. It's exciting.
I know. I know. And then because Hunter's doing Tampa, right? Yeah.
Yep. So that'll be next.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I'd be curious to know. Well, no, actually, that's a dumb thing by me. Texas doesn't have women's bodybuilding. That was like the whole thing, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I think she was talking about originally doing the hell was it? Was it Linda Murray's show? Is that later this year?
I
think she was doing that.
I'm sorry if this is incorrect. Is it
Atlanta?
Well, Atlanta. Yes, Atlanta. Yeah. Obviously, yes. So I wonder if she still plans on doing that, or if it's just kind of see how it goes and then go from there. But yeah,
is that after Tampa?
Yes,
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, because I think it's after Texas. Not by much. I think it's by like a week or two, a couple weeks, something like that after Texas. But yeah, so we shall see. We shall see about that. But Jess, your hair is like having a day today. Looks so
I showered 2 hours ago, so it's in rare form.
I feel like anytime I compliment a woman's hair, it's always like, oh, I just washed it, thanks.
Normally I'm just like a scrub because like I train, but today was a rest day, so actually.
What else are you gonna do but wash your hair? I feel like I'm like day 5 for me, I think 4 or 5. I've been like really trying to, because I like my hair gets pretty oily pretty quick. I'm just trying to not just dry it out and kind of keep the dry shampoo game strong.
Yeah, and like a twice a week schedule.
Yeah,
twice a week schedule. It's good.
I literally
they're both rest days.
My hair like twice. Sometimes it's once a week, which sounds so gross, but like
no way.
And I feel like the more I've done that, it's gotten less oily. Like I can go longer without having to wash it. I don't know, but
like your body gets used to it, or like your oils get used to it, or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting, weird stuff. I feel like I'm so, and I don't know if it's just like when you're in a comfortable relationship or what it is, but it's like I go so long without like grooming my kids and like shaving my legs.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry, but
same here.
dude, at the end of the day,
Let it grow. Let it get nasty.
that's not anything that I want to do at the end of the day is sit there and
Hell no.
hike my feet up and freaking get in all the positions. Actually, weirdly enough, I feel like this is like the weird shit with Instagram, right? Or like any social media when it starts to recommend like ads and shit like that. I've recently been getting a lot of ads for like these female trimmers. Like really like good, like the good quality ones, I guess, like the ones where you can just like sit there and go neat, and it's like it doesn't you up or whatever. So I was gonna ask you guys in the chat if there was any, like, do you guys have any specific trimmers or anything like that you use that works really good? No, just straight up razor. Yeah.
Just razor burn the hell out of myself.
Yeah. I like the Chic Intuition. It's just a regular razor though, but like that I use in the shower. It's like I feel like they've been around forever, but it's the razor with like the bar of soap around it. You know what I mean? I use those all the time because I feel like you can just get a bunch with that. Yeah.
And it's smooth and it's not like you're not nicking yourself all the time.
Yeah. I like that one, but
I know. I feel like
Justin has like the Manscaper brand, like the kit. Sometimes I'll use that. If it's like check-ins and check-in morning. I'm like,
clean up that bikini line.
You're like, oh, got it.
Quickly go upstairs and like,
that's so
like
funny.
Don't need to be. Jacoby don't need to be seen.
Yeah,
all of me.
The worst is when you're in prep and like you've got a posing session with Christina and you're like, oh shit, I forgot about that. And then you're just eating like, oh fuck.
Yes.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. Well, they go, it goes so high up there.
So high up.
And then like, especially in the wellness poses, I'm like,
gotta like, shave your butthole too.
Back there too.
For real though.
I know that's the things you like. You don't really think about until you have to think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then again, too, I feel like this sport has definitely given me this sense of like, I don't know, that kind of like I don't give a fuck confidence like my mom had growing up. You know what I mean? Like, do you ever have your mom like she's walking out of the house, no bra, she's got a big t-shirt on, buns in a mess, and I'm just like, Mom, that's so embarrassing. Why would you walk out of the house like that? But now I'm just like, this is literally
yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's how I leave that house. So
I totally understand.
If I leave the house, exactly.
If I leave
the house, it looks like that. I think you just like don't. I mean, I respect myself, but I just like, don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
You can like have respect for yourself without feeling like you need to like impress anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Like put on a show for everybody else.
I'm clean, okay? I just don't.
I'm clean. Yeah.
I'm hygienic.
Don't stink.
Yes. Yeah. I know that was like my comment, Alyssa, when you're like, it seems kind of gross that I don't wash my hair. It's like as long as like you're clean, you know what I mean? Like as long as you shower regularly, you're fine,
Yeah.
Don't gotta wash your hair regularly, ladies.
I feel like you have to like up the frequency a little bit in prep when you're doing like, a lot of cardio,
the sweat.
And it's sweating, then
I got
everyone if you know, like prep sweat has a different
type. Yeah. It's different.
It's different.
I've never been able to be one of those girls that didn't wash their hair, to be honest. I wash my hair every other day. But I think maybe because it's so hot here and like I get all my steps outside, so I'm just like always sweating.
And I feel like it gets really itchy if you don't like rinse it or wash it or whatever. Or it can, like if you're sweating a lot. But I actually recently had a client ask a question of like, I'm just like noticing so much, not so much, I guess, but like never been like an acne girl that had like a lot of acne or whatever, but like noticing like, just like acne spots kind of all around like the hairline and
like here And like here,
for me, it's like here. Then usually I get like some little ones up here, but and yeah, that's just like one of the. I don't know. I feel like there's so many like little things that you gotta kind of set somebody up to expect, I guess, when it comes to like bodybuilding and a prep. But like you don't really think about those things until they, you know what I mean, until they rear their not so pretty faces. But yeah, I mean, my recommendation for that was just, when you go home, like wash your face or something, or maybe like go to the bathroom after your cardio in the gym and just like, quickly kind of rinse or whatever, just so that way it gets it away.
Keep wipes with you or something. Yeah. Like makeup wipes even. Just
yeah, something. How's everyone's week? Any fun stuff? Any exciting news? Maybe not exciting news, but anything noteworthy in anybody's week?
No.
I did a random thing yesterday, and you guys are gonna be like, "Are you crazy?"
Okay.
So I went to a jiu-jitsu class last night.
Ooh.
And
wow.
Don't ask me why. I'm in like the dead middle of prep at the moment, and I'm like, you know what? Because like sometimes I don't know if you guys feel this way, but you just kind of want to forget that you're like prepping.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just gonna go try this. I don't know why.
Yes, I love it.
I totally thought like, because I was texting with the guy when I was trying to like get signed up for it or whatever, and he's like, yeah, like it'll be a trial class, which makes sense because it's like he was letting me go try it like for free. But I'm like, oh, maybe a trial class means it's just like for everybody who's never done it before, and we're just gonna like go over like the very basics and just do like warm-ups or whatever. So I get there and they're like, all right, like you're partner with this guy and we're learning this move. And I'm like, I literally have to like wrestle this guy. Like I told Ben beforehand, I'm like, oh, it's just like a trial class. I don't think we're actually like gonna fight.
Yeah,
and
get
then
down.
they actually like made us do it, and I'm like,
you were sparring
so
your
weird.
like first hour there.
Ben was with you. Ben was there with you.
No.
Okay. So fun.
That could have been a fun couples night. Go figure out how to fight each other.
Actually, that would be cool. That would be a cool.
I know.
So how
you kick his ass?
And then I got home. I'm like, do you want to see what I learned tonight?
Yeah. Let me show you. Yeah, right.
That does sound
like Ben is like too big. I can't even like get you have to like do all these like weird maneuvers, and I'm like, I can't even do it. So really, if somebody your size even tried to attack me, like I'm screwed anyways. So
my gosh, you have to do like monkey hold on to him.
Yeah, you like wrap your legs like around their like waist and stuff.
I couldn't do that to Michael. You probably can't do that, Jasmine, to Justin. Like I can't even like.
I mean, okay, think about how big they are. Their center of gravity is, it's far off the ground. They can be thrown off balance very easily.
Yes.
Just like
they're
grab
not very like agile, so
they're not fast.
No.
They don't have good balance.
No,
you're better off just running. Like if you meet like a bodybuilder, just run.
Yeah, that's true.
They won't even try to catch you.
Yeah, that's way too not worth it. I'm not.
Yeah, too much work.
Dude, I think like the one time a couple years ago, or I think it was like 2020. I said a couple years ago. It's fucking 5 years ago now. It's stupid.
Crazy.
But I think like Michael just like was like, no, I just want to see kind of like if I'm still got it. If I'm still fast. If I can still run or whatever. And lo and behold, that just initial like takeoff, like a little tiny, it wasn't like a full tear, but like definitely like.
Oh my gosh, really?
Oh no.
Yeah. So if you have not sprinted or ran in a really long time, don't recommend just
going right in.
Yeah.
I can't even freaking like if I'm in a crosswalk wanting to cross the road, I can't even freaking jog across without my knees being like, bitch, what are you doing?
That's funny. That reminded we were coming back from Pittsburgh and we were like gonna miss our flight. And so I'm like jogging because they're calling like we're still looking for Justin and Jasmine Shire, and like I'm jogging and Justin's like way behind me. He's like, oh, like his like knees were hurting. I'm like, but yeah, he couldn't do it. He could not hustle to get there. We made it, but like barely.
Yeah.
Dude, on like a regular basis, like just like walking, if Michael and I are going for a walk, I literally have to like stop and wait for him to catch up. And it's like we're not even together at this point. Like I'm just kind of keeping pace or trying to keep pace. And yeah, it's not ever really he's just like, stop walking so fast.
That's the worst. I can't deal with a slow walker. Like
I know. Is everybody else a pretty fast-paced walker? Or
oh yeah, I'm getting places. I'm going places.
Male thing? It's a female thing? I don't know why. Are we just so like, I don't know.
Yeah. I typically do, I think, walk a little quick.
Yeah.
I try, but I'm only like 5'2", so there's only I can only go so fast.
It only does
with these little legs. Yeah.
I love it.
Like one step of Justin's like two of mine. You know?
Yeah.
So you even each other out, I guess.
That's funny.
Well, actually, I wanted to know, Alyssa, before we get on to other things, did you enjoy it? Was it fun? Like, is it something you think that you would do again?
It was. So it was a lot more fun than I thought. It was like a little bit uncomfortable at first because I don't know what I was expecting, but I really wasn't expecting that I was going to have to like hug a stranger and like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, this is really weird. But I did enjoy it. And I was like, even thinking about it a little bit today, I was like, man, I wish I had somebody I could like practice this on. So yeah, no, I did enjoy it.
Like did you get some like good like heart rate elevation? Like, was it good cardio?
I actually did. Yeah, we did it for like an hour. Of course, it's not like, you know, you're not like an hour straight, like doing cardio. But I did wear my watch, and I think my average heart rate was like 90. And then I think the highest it got up to was like 120 something. So it's not like super intense, but I was also pretty slow because
like steps, like getting steps. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like
very active steps.
Yeah. So I didn't like count it as like a cardio session, but and I'm sure if you know what you're doing and you're like actually moving like faster, then it's probably pretty good cardio.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you guys do any sort of like, I don't know, like yoga classes or like hot yoga or Pilates or anything like that at all? Like in prep or not in prep? Is that anything that anybody does here? Or?
I did a little bit of hot yoga my first prep, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of far away from me, so I couldn't make it like a regular thing. But it's, you know, you stretching, you're getting mobile for posing. I think it'd be a good thing to incorporate. Like,
yeah, I do too. I think yoga.
Make the time for it.
Yeah, I don't go regularly, but I think yoga like is fine to incorporate into a prep.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, especially like hot yoga, if you're like really getting that like good, I don't know, sweat and like just calorie burn again from just like holding positions or poses or something. I've never done. Really never done any sort of like yoga class or Pilates or anything like that. But anytime I see it, I'm just like, I know I die. Like, I know I would like, 10 minutes in, I'm probably just like shot because I feel like it just so like a different kind of intensity, right? Like we can like push ourselves in the gym and go beyond failure and things like that. But I don't know, those things are very like out of my realm of ability. But
the first time I did it, I feel like I almost had a panic attack because I was like, I just want a cool breeze so bad. I just want to take a breath of like fresh air.
Yeah.
And it's like you can leave if you need to, like, but I think they might, look down upon you.
Yeah.
If you do that.
I don't want to be the person that walks out, I don't want to be the person that calls it quits, So I'm just
I just want something to
Yeah,
breathe because it feels like so humid, right? Like,
yeah.
and you got everyone else's heat and bodies. And,
Yeah. That's honestly like I get that sometimes like in the sauna, like once I hit like the point of like I definitely need like I'm good here. After 15, 20 minutes, I'm usually pretty like I need to
I'm done. Yeah.
But yeah, we actually went to the Rhode Island NPC Rhode Island show last weekend, which is why we didn't have the pod. But honestly, it really felt like a new kind of standard was set for regional shows. I don't know if you guys know him, but Justin Randall, he is, or I guess like now retired 212 pro bodybuilder from New England. But he honestly is just like the greatest. I don't know. He's just like the sweetest man and like just so passionate about bodybuilding and like doing this stuff. And he actually is getting into judging and everything. So actually he's a promoter and the head judge for the show, which was really cool. But I think Guy Del Corpso, who was a renowned head expediter up our way, passed away a year and a half ago, something like that. But he used to have that show. So Justin kind of took it on in his name and kind of continued it, which I think was really cool. But it was in a casino, which was really interesting. Casino down in Rhode Island. So they had like, I've never been into a casino, so I guess I didn't really know what to expect, but obviously full on casino in the middle of it, but they have like other like convention areas like inside of it. Really big space, but it felt like a mini like pro expo. Like, you know, how you just have like big open space, you got the vendors in the back sort of. So that's how it was set up, which was really, really cool instead of like everybody being kind of shoved into like a hallway or a school kind of corridor or something. So yeah. Neat. But it was just like it was ran so well. The background was very like just kind of clean and basic. I think it was like this light blue, but there wasn't like a lot of, you know, just like stuff or like signs or anything. They actually had like I guess not projection screens, but just like actual screens that like displayed all the sponsors and everything, which I thought was really cool and like a different way to do it versus just kind of having like the banner like on stage, all the sponsors. But no, he really showed out. Like there's 150 plus competitors, I think, which honestly is really, really big for us. These New England shows, you know, usually hover around like 90 to 100 competitors. But no, he just did like a really good job, and it was really cool to kind of see, obviously, just like our local bodybuilding friends that we don't get to see on a regular basis or whatever. So, we actually linked up with Chris Pantano, who is on Michael's podcast, and his soon-to-be wife, Ashlyn. Really cool getting to know her a little bit. But so yeah, it was definitely like again, just the type of production and like a show I think that I don't know, especially like for a first time competitor, like you want to experience, you know, like, like, this is what people are like, you know, so enamored by, or like, I don't know. It was a really great production, a really good show that was put on. And honestly, there was like really good competition that showed up too, which was really exciting, especially for figure, which I was very stoked.
Shanique just won the pro show.
Saw that.
Yeah.
Bring that up to
wow, that's crazy. She's in like the HD muscle, and everyone's like, congratulations. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah.
No, pretty big. I definitely wanted to chat about that, and because that's definitely, I feel like, big news in our world. Shanique Grant.
Made her wellness debut. Was it last week?
Yes.
And then she did this follow-up show here. She looked great. Her shape obviously is like, you can't beat that shape. And she did a really good job of like someone, you know, normally you see like switching divisions. They might not fit it perfectly that first time they compete, but I think she looked amazing. I would have liked to seen her glutes like a little fuller, especially like her top kind of glute area, but I thought otherwise. Like everything else looked perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually really curious at how long she's been working at this. Like how long she has been
That was
anticipating.
like 4 or 5 years almost.
I was gonna
really?
say it's been a few years. Yeah.
She's known that she was gonna. I guess I'm like I really haven't followed her or seen much of her over the years. I guess, and she kind of stepped away from competing. Like, okay, so I guess that's kind of terrible of me too to like not really know. Did she actually stepped away from competing, right? Like she wasn't still competing.
Yeah, last 5 years ago was the last time she competed. And then I don't know when she like announced she was. I think we had just been seeing content from her that was looking more and more. But she looked great. Like I think she really embodies the division. I do think she just needs a little bit more top, like upper glute.
Like kind of more like up here. Is it more from the back, you think, or like the side?
Mostly from the back. It seems like if you look at the projection of like kind of everyone else, they have a little bit more fullness.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, so it's not kind of like this low body fat, like kind of like that you get up there. Yeah,
just needs a little bit more up there.
She was freaking dry as shiz. That's crazy.
Yeah, those girls, they're big. Like, their lower bodies are big. It's crazy.
I don't know. I think like at least with how Shanique has showed up the last couple of shows, I honestly really like her conditioning. Like I think it's really like she has like good deep like separation and like lines and stuff like in her tie-ins and everything. And you know,
she has like Sydney Gillen style conditioning where it's like not grainy or like super vascular, but like just the separation is so like clean, and it's almost a weird way to describe it, but like smooth, but she's still like sharp. You know what I mean?
Yes, it is a very like. I was very not using that word for the same reason because it sounds like she's not conditioned.
It's
but
like it doesn't sound right, but it's like this. The quality is really good. Like everything's separated perfectly. Yeah, just not grainy, gritty, vascular, which you know is like unavoidable most of the time when reaching that level of stage conditioning. But something about like the way Sydney Gillen comes in, it's just like so pretty.
Yeah.
Like their skin still looks like soft, you know. But I'm not implying that not conditioned, but something still looks like feminine about it, I guess.
Yeah.
I honestly I think a big part of it, just thinking on other like competitors, I guess, I feel like that is like just like the skin of someone with like an African American background. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's like, I don't know, because I feel like a lot of the time some of like the darker complexion guys like have a hard time getting like that grainy look or like that like really but I think in like divisions like this, like it's really beneficial because you can get really lean and have those deep lines and separation without necessarily like looking too hard. Because I know they don't obviously necessarily want that in wellness. Like this, like in my personal opinion, like I think this is
looks a little too grainy. Yeah,
especially when you kind of see it side by side, and even like these girls too. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they're super you know, dry, but we're kind of, I don't know if that's like actual striations there in this chick's glutes, but because that's not necessarily what they're looking for either, right? Like they don't want like glute striations; they just kind of want firm,
right?
You know,
I feel like you still have to get to the point of conditioning, like before you get on stage, where you have glute striations, at least to some extent. Like you need to be that lean, but then you need to like fill it out to where the striations are not there on stage. But like I think they're getting that lean and then just filling out.
Yeah, that's what I realized when I was watching Jasmine Gonzalez. Yeah, I was like watching her on Instagram, and like she got peeled, like super peeled, and then was talking about in her story how they like intentionally almost spill to soften those those lines, and I didn't really realize that for that, like those low kind of lower divisions, I guess, lower muscular divisions, bikini, etc. That was like the strategy. I didn't like. If I'm being nice, I didn't know that's what they did is like get that lean and then intentionally kind of spill. Thought that was really interesting.
Like, with like figure and above, I feel like we're really, I don't know, it's like kind of that, but then again, I've never been probably as lean as like I need to be in order to like actually do that. So I've always just been like the driving factor has been like, nope, just like get as lean as possible.
Yeah, you know? I think that's you just get as lean, and then if you are too hard, you might cover it with like posing.
Yeah.
In figure women's physique, because you still need that really sharp, dry look, so you can't spill to cover it up. Yeah.
I mean, that's why I always hate when people, I don't know, like when you see, you know, somebody's posting, you know, they're 5 weeks out, 4 weeks out or whatever, like, especially like the top level guys where everybody seems to have an opinion. But, you know, like, oh, he's not going to be ready. She's not going to be ready. You know, she's not lean enough. Like, you don't understand like the process. You know what I mean? Like you and your coach have a specific like look that you're trying to obtain. And it's like, I don't know, like you don't know that like they're not trying to get it. You know, I don't know, I guess how to word it, but it's like a lot can be done in like 4 weeks. You know what I mean? I hate when people are like, oh no, drop the ball. Like he's not going to come in or she's not going to come in right. And it's just like, you don't.
Yeah. And every athlete is different. You know, everyone's body is different. So.
Yeah. I think she like got rid of, I know I tried like looking on her page earlier for her women's.
Oh, you can't really find any of her
the women's physique stuff.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
Yeah, I was.
God, she was so good.
That's crazy, dude. Look at that waist.
Isn't it wild? Like, put her in a figure pose, and then like she could literally do like any division.
I agree.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like what I've said about her since she kind of like came on the scene, or at least like when we kind of first like caught wind of her, Michael and I, of like she just looks like she could literally do anything. Like soften her out, and she could probably do really good in bikini. You know, like put a little bit of muscle on and fullness, like she's Miss freaking women's physique.
She just has the shape, the perfect shape.
Yeah. Do we think that like Sid Gillian could do something like that too if she wanted to?
I saw her for funsies post like some wellness poses. And it looked okay. Maybe not like Shanique level crossover ability, but I mean it's possible. Sydney's obviously like extremely talented. If she just worked at something for a year or two, like for sure. But
I think we'd also just like talk about the fact that like she did this at 3 years old. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
I wasn't even.
Yeah, that's an extremely talented person.
That's crazy. But see, then people see this and they're like, "Oh yeah, I can bodybuild. I can get to the Olympia in 2 years."
She's just that genetic freak, that that unicorn, you know, that everyone talks about. Like,
yeah, absolutely. This is Guy Del Corso, by the way. Actually,
that's who you're talking about.
Yeah, really sweet guy. He was always just like the sweetest man backstage, like helping expedite and everything like that. And it was just very sad to lose him. But yeah, crazy. So this will be very interesting. She's
still so feminine too,
and that's what I love. Like she's still very like, you know, even seeing her like filters aside or whatever. Like I don't even think she's like heavily makeup here. Like she just is so like. Her face is so glowy and her skin is so nice, and she's definitely that femininity, which again, like I really loved when she was in women's physique. You know, it's just really nice. She came really nice. Heck yeah! So that'll be an interesting Olympia lineup. Wellness.
Yeah, it's gonna be such an exciting Olympia. I was telling Justin, like you got so much going on. You know, you've got a new figure winner. You got a new classic physique winner. You've had a lot of like leapfrogging over, you know, the current Miss O in certain divisions, like you know, at the Arnold. So for the wellness, it's going to be exciting. Like
fitness is I assume a new fitness Olympian since Missy has gone over to figure.
Yeah.
A lot of like opportunity, I feel like this year for a lot of these divisions. Exciting stuff. It's always like, it's crappy though when I wish they brought it back to or no, it wasn't Orlando, wherever they had it in Florida. They had it in Florida 1 year, right? 1 or 2 years or whatever.
Yeah, they did it a couple years in Orlando.
Just because it's so late for us over here in our time zone.
They're having it in Vegas this year, right?
Yeah,
so much better. Personally, I think it's so much better in Vegas. Just better. It just feels a lot more.
Yeah,
like, big.
Yeah, prestigious.
Yeah, and the like auditoriums that they had it in had the like stadium seating, and it was just like you could see really well. It was a good show.
It sucks having to like stay up until I don't know, like 3 a.m. or whatever it is to watch it, just to watch like finals and stuff. But we do it. We try. We do it anyways. But
just go to the O. Then you can watch it in real time.
Yes.
We were supposed to go to I think I've mentioned it plenty of times in the earlier podcast, but the Arnold this year, but our Puerto Rico trip was like a month afterwards. So
too much.
And for both of them. But next year, because again, I think we're both or I know we're both kind of stepping away from actually getting on stage. So kind of taking the entire year off competing, but that would definitely be the year that we want to get to at least like the Arnold, like go see the Arnold in person and stuff. Because Michael's never been, I've never been, obviously. So I think it'd just be a cool experience to have at least like once.
Yeah, the Olympia tickets are so expensive.
Yeah, I would have I haven't even like looked at what
they're like $500, $600.
Damn.
I think, you know.
I'll buy the live for my hotel.
Yeah.
Just go to the expo and then watch the live.
Yeah. The last time they did it in Orlando, when was that 2023?
It was definitely within since COVID,
Yeah, it was in 2023, I think they did. We went to that one, but we just got like the tickets to the expo, and then we could watch prejudging from like way back in the expo area, you know. So we just kind of did it that way, but
it was in Orlando last year, wasn't it?
I don't think last year.
No, I think it was in Vegas.
It was in Vegas last year, because I remember
Are we sure about that?
I feel like I'm confident because we didn't watch it, and I think that was why, because it was like there's no fucking way we're staying up until just to watch it.
Even when it's in Vegas, I can't make it until finals. So
but Jasmine, I'm curious. Like, does Justin get like I don't know, like tickets for like family members or anything like that?
Like, we get a +1. All competitors get, I think, a +1, and then sometimes the athlete rep, if you like say, hey, I really need tickets for, you know, my sister, blah blah blah, she can help, but they're never like free.
I think they would be a little something, at least, like, I don't know, like for your immediate family or something, you know what I mean? It's not like you guys aren't making bank that day anyways, you know. I would think that at least, I don't know, 4 tickets or something for your close family members would be nice. But
and did you guys know that the gold like VIP package, like they sell them to like a certain people. So, like if you bought gold VIP package last year, you're the first one that they offer that gold VIP package to. So usually the gold VIPs are like already spoken for by the previous.
Got you. Yeah.
There's like never any new gold VIP. Like you never. It's already spoken for.
Oh wow.
Weird. That is weird. I don't know why it wouldn't be like a first come, first serve. I mean, I guess if you always know that you're gonna have the same people, but then at that point, like they're just
so they'll reach out and be like, "Hey, you want to buy this again?" And most of them do. So
weird. I mean, I'm sure that's like stupidly expensive to do that, though. I'm sure it's like $1,500 for those tickets or something. I just like. I think about that and I'm just like, there's so many other things I could spend, like even like $5 on, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
But it's so epic, like the music and the light, like it's just so cool.
Yeah.
Just the vibe, like them coming out of that like door in the middle.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. And I love it. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Can you imagine walking out of that? Like,
oh my gosh.
I would poop my suit is what would happen.
Like Sydney Gillen and just like,
dude, it would just be
how
cool. Real talk, like obviously we can all sit here and say like how freaking cool it would be to like go to the Olympia, but like to actually like get that qualification and be like, it's one thing to get first place like prize money or whatever, but then it's also like no, like you're going to stand with literally the best of the best vision in the world. Crazy. I don't know, it's just a crazy thought, I guess. Yeah, could happen for any one of us.
I think one day.
What up, man? What's going on?
What's up?
Hi.
Got your chicken and rice
and fish, isn't it? It's fish and rice.
That's right. That's right. You're a salmon guy.
Yeah.
Like all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like the only thing
literally.
he can eat. Ugh.
He like only eats fish for his protein sources. It'll be like cod for like the lean fish and then salmon. Or we'll do like tuna steaks too sometimes.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
So and then just
what about like shrimp?
What?
Can you do shrimp? Like shellfish?
You could. We don't do it too often, but yeah. So I'll do chicken every so often for myself, but because I get a little bit sick of the fish, but kind of like by default, I'm eating a lot of fish also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do like red meat meals too, like steak or beef?
No.
No.
Really? Not really. I could in place of the salmon, but really just because like there's always salmon, I'm like, I'll just have this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jess just asked it, but is it any like different in the off season or is it pretty consistent with the same stuff?
It's pretty consistent. We'll do like steak every so often. Like sometimes we'll be like, let's make a nice steak tonight, but it's like not super often.
Yeah. And again, like this whole reason is because Ben has sensitivities to like different proteins. Yeah.
So, do you want to elaborate?
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about me? I might as well come over here.
Yeah, go for it.
Talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's not too much to elaborate on. I just can't eat much other than fish.
Yeah.
It ruins my digestion. I used to be able to, but
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, but my digestion the entire time I competed was never great until now, since I like fixed it. So,
how did you come to that conclusion? Like, was it a lot of trial and error, or was it pretty obvious that it was like the
it was pretty bad to where I almost stopped competing because I couldn't eat the food to grow.
Yeah.
And I had to do that. So if I can't eat, then I was like, well, maybe I'm done. I don't know. Like, maybe my body can't do this.
Yeah.
And we fixed it, and it's been great ever since. But that's just what I got to do. I got to eat fish.
Did you take a food sensitivity test, or did you just?
I haven't. No, I haven't gotten too much into it. I did a GI map, and that's how we like kind of looked at it and corrected it. But I haven't done any food sensitivities or anything.
Yeah. Do you do any sort of powders at all, or do powders mess you up too, like protein powder?
So like I can, but not all the time.
Yeah, sure.
Like I can do really any of these things, just like once in every few
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
But,
And it's like with the understanding that you might not feel great.
yeah, it's like not perfect, but I can get away with it. But yeah, it's
that's gotta be crazy for you. So then, like, I don't know, because I definitely know when Michael obviously like has to eat a shit ton of food. It's like nice to have those like. I mean, he doesn't enjoy the shakes, but just
variety,
like a whole food. Like, so I can't imagine like having to.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of screwed you up because you were doing the shakes for a while.
Yeah.
To get enough food in. He was doing shakes and then mixing like Rice Krispie treat cereal into it.
Oh, Justin used to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that I think like caused more.
Yeah. Didn't work out. Damn. So that must have been like, that must have been hard trying to eat big and having to really rely on like those whole foods and stuff.
Yeah, but also like once your gut's so dialed in, it's
maybe it's
really not too hard to push food whenever things are moving the way it needs to.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like within reason, if it's 7,000 calories, that's enough. But like 5,000 is not that hard for me. And
sweet. Oh yeah. I mean, that's just like a good tell of like, I don't know, like you were saying, like initially, you know, maybe this just isn't for me. Maybe I can't do this because I can't actually do what it takes to, you know what I mean, to like present and come out on the other end with it. But it's like, I don't know, like I just feel like people assume that like, oh, I just have to eat chicken and rice and it goes well and I get lean and I do cardio and I get on stage and it's like the times for a lot of us, like you gotta find like what works for you and like what, you know what I mean? Like just because what works for Joe isn't gonna be what works for Ben, you know. Which I'm sure is also why it's super important to you've been with your coach for a while now, yeah?
Not my recent one actually. What's his name like?
Well, yeah, you started working with him
like a year and a half.
Right after, probably like in May or June last year.
A little over a year.
Yeah, so I guess it's been a year now.
Yeah, but so before I competed last year at Junior USA's, and that's where I got my pro card. But that prep I was with Phil Viz, and then before that prep, Tim, my current coach, helped me with my gut and fixed that to get me ready for prep. And then it just kind of naturally transitioned that way, and Tim took over after Junior USA.
Yeah.
So it's been great ever since. But
Heck yeah. But then I mean, even still, like I'm sure at this point you're like, this is my guy. We're locked in. Like he knows what, you know, especially if he was the guy to kind of help you get right in the first place, like with the gastrointestinal stuff and but no, that's dope. That's and
it brings a lot of security for sure.
Yeah. What show are you doing again? Are you also doing Chicago or?
No, I'm doing Texas.
You are doing Texas, okay.
I'm hoping to slip into Tampa, but we'll see. I don't.
I mean, it's definitely like and again, I know I feel like I talk about it a lot, but like for Michael, like the biggest thing has been like obviously the 2 back-to-back like would be awesome, and those are like 2 of the shows that he's wanted to do, but it's also like he would
prefer. Is everyone doing those shows? God.
Yes.
Justin's doing them.
Yeah. Chicago got kicked out, or at least for the Open, you know, and regardless, like his idea is like if I'm gonna
John De La Rosa is doing it. Someone like a bunch of
really?
So many people, so I mean, it'll be good. There'll be good shows, which is exciting. But exciting stuff. Stuff. Well, you're looking good then. Seeing all the updates on Instagram.
Thank you.
Bringing it in. I say we still have 9 weeks. 9 weeks tomorrow.
Got a lot of time. Yeah.
Exciting.
So it's the pro debut, is that right?
Oh wait, no, you did it last year.
No, you did last year. Okay.
Yeah, I did their Hurricane Pro.
The new pro debut, but the new coach.
Yes, the real one.
I was gonna say
the real one.
No, that's super dope. And I know we've talked about it a little bit before, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of people assume that as a couple, like a bodybuilding couple, like prepping together would make the most sense, or it's like the easiest thing to do, or whatever. And I know Alyssa's spoken on it a little bit, but like your take or your thoughts on like prepping together, is that usually easier for you and you guys mentally, or like?
It depends.
What an
It
answer there.
It really depends. I mean, I think I feel less guilty if he's also prepping.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Or vice versa.
Yeah, like if you're really tired and whatever. If I'm also tired and neither of us wants to do anything, then whatever.
Because I feel really guilty when I don't feel like I can do anything, and I just feel lazy and useless.
Yeah.
So, but if the other person is also like that, then it's okay. But,
it's fine. Lazy and useless together.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's not really better or worse, but it's
it just is what it is.
It's helpful to have somebody who's not in it.
Yeah, of course.
Just pick up the slack. Yeah.
But we don't like fight. Like if we're both like in prep, like it doesn't cause like really fights or like anything like that. Maybe some mild irritation, but not like
about my driving.
Yeah.
But,
through doors and stuff. But
I think it just depends. For every couple is probably gonna be a little different, but
absolutely. I mean, it's a one size fits all. I wouldn't recommend any couple prepping together. You know, it definitely is very trialing position to kind of put yourselves in. But then also too, like as professional bodybuilders, it's like you guys only have like it's all strategic, right? Like trying to pick shows, figure out what shows to do, and it's like, okay, am I gonna not compete 1 year because Alyssa wants to do the show and now I have to wait 2 years? Sort of deal, you know? So
the traveling can be like confusing, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna be 4 weeks out here, so maybe we shouldn't. Blah,
right.
blah, blah,
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like we're always kind of like going back and forth with that stuff because we're like trying to plan a honeymoon too.
Oh yeah, true.
So it's like we have like high hopes that he's gonna go to the Olympia. So it's like, okay, when are we gonna, you know, have this honeymoon? So we planned it for like after the Olympia, you know, just in case and all these things. So you have to plan like your entire year around.
Yeah.
Really do. Like I don't think people like really realize that, especially kind of once it starts getting to like the serious levels of like, okay, Michael's making his pro debut. Okay, I'm really seriously getting into like trying to get my pro card and stuff. It's like it really takes so much. I mean, we're doing it every single day. You know what I mean? Like we're in this every single day. You're planning for it, and for people that aren't independently wealthy, you know, trying to plan financially for that stuff is really big too. And they're cheap, especially like in the pro ranks, you know, like, you know, it's big time money to be competing. And I don't know, I just think it's important to really like think about those things and understand it's not just any old person can just step on stage or do this, you know?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me.
Go back to go back to your fish.
It's actually really fun. Anytime I'm like,
all right, bye.
My little, I just rolls away. But I've asked, just like in conversation, just like talking about the podcast and stuff, and Michael will be like, "Oh, you guys having anybody on tonight or whatever?" I was like, "No, it's just like me and the girls or whatever." He's like, "Maybe I'll just pop in as Michelle."
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? We have a significant other.
Yeah.
Special
I feel like
appearance.
people would like that stuff, you know?
Yeah, that'd be a fun one. But I mean, he more or less was meaning it as like I'll pop a wig on and look like for the girl pop.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah.
Wait, he like pretends to be you or something.
That would be really
like, so guys,
yeah.
what's going on this week?
It's funny. Jess, I love your like not spin off, like just the podcast that you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
fun to
Awesome.
go over some pretty physiques. So
it's definitely like, again, like I think there is like big want for that. You know what I mean? Like we don't really have anybody breaking down these shows and kind of diving into this stuff. And even though we're not like, you know, like we're not like the head judges at these shows, we're not kind of full on in the know of kind of like why this person won or why that person won. But I still think it's like really nice to just give these girls the coverage. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yes.
My thing is like these channels do like great jobs providing coverage, like Female Bodybuilding Channel, like, but they're all men.
Yeah.
We don't really have any women talking about women, and it's not so much like I felt kind of weird about it at first because like who am I to critique physiques, right?
Yeah.
Like, but it's not so much like critiquing the physiques so much as like presenting the result, you know.
Yeah, and just again like spotlighting, like, hey, we just had the Omaha Pro this weekend, and here's our top 10, and I do like kind of how you guys have been more like you're saying, just kind of displaying them and like, okay, so Manuela just won, or you know what I mean, just not so much like this is why this person won over this person, but more of like I don't know, just like giving them the spotlight and just displaying how they did their shows and just kind of providing that.
I think you can give your opinion though, like on,
of course,
you know, her delts need to come up, her back could be thicker, blah 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 blah.
But you know,
also
remember like
her quad sweep is really good, but you know she could use a little more density here, like
a little bit.
Are you guys doing that every week, or is it like specific shows that?
Well, it's kind of turned into like a recap plus just kind of like, you know, some sort of bodybuilding specific topic, just kind of like focused on like one thing. So since there were no shows to recap this past weekend, yesterday morning we popped on and we had a lot of people asking like what we were doing with our off seasons. So we kind of did like an off season review, and then we'll be back to like, we're going to try to like condense the recap to maybe like 30 minutes and then just like one topic, however long that takes.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
I was gonna say, I think it's really nice to kind of give a more like directed kind of conversation like that, especially because like, no, you absolutely love talking about like training and stuff and kind of like the more, I don't know, like detailed stuff about bodybuilding. And I do think that there is also a need for that and a want for that too, versus just kind of like, and like I love what we do too, you know what I mean? Just like sitting here just casually talking, because there's also, you know, seemingly a want and need for that. So I mean, when Jess and I were kind of talking about it, it's like I like the idea of having kind of like different segments on this one channel, you know, and just kind of making it like a channel. You know, it's not just Michael's Talking Mess podcast. Like we have like 3, 4, 5 different like segments or something that we do. And just, I don't know, just kind of letting it take its own course and direction and just kind of, I don't know, because like if we get good feedback, like why not? Why the hell not do, you know, recaps or, you know, talk more about like training or something like that, if that's kind of what's been being asked for, you know? But no, Haley and Tanya are also very like, I don't know, I just feel like they're very, Tanya like specifically, I just feel like just has so much, I don't know, like she's just intelligent with just kind of how she like explains some of this stuff, you know what I mean? Like so you can definitely tell that she's really like taking the time to learn a lot of this stuff. And you know, the more, I don't know, I guess like detailed side of like comparisons or, you know, just like pointing out like different muscle groups and stuff like that. Like she just seems very like detail oriented, which I think is really cool too. But
she is probably like the smartest person I know. And that's why I have like in about everything, about training, about like pharmaceutical side, coaching, like anything. And I truly love just like, I will just podcast these girls all day, just like geeking.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So it's fun that we kind of like, now it's like we're going live with our little podcasts that are private.
Right. No,
is Tanya competing this year or no?
No.
Dude,
why not?
This is her
crazy.
What?
She looks amazing. She looks like
this. I mean, I won't tell too much of her story, but I think she'd tell you anyway. She was going to prep, but then like travel is just so expensive.
Oh, she did.
She was only going to be able to do like 1 or 2 shows over there. And since they're just kind of starting all the figure shows over in Asia, I think they just wanted to, well, Tanya was just like, why don't I just keep growing since her off season was going so well. And then
I mean, she looked like she don't need to grow anymore. She looked ready.
Dude,
she looked thick, dense, shapely.
She's definitely one of those that
lean.
Like, naturally like stays lean. Like because she eat like based on what she's like posts about like her refeeds and shit like that. Like girl eats, you know. So it's not like
I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Look at all that food.
My metabolism could never.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I wish I could.
No, I'd go up like 8 pounds.
Yeah, dude. I look at pie and I gain freaking 5 pounds. You know.
Yeah.
What is that?
I was overeating at the gym.
My husband just walked in with Sonic thing.
With Sonic.
Diet cherry.
Yeah, it's a Sprite Zero.
What's that?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sprite Zero, Diet Cherry, Sprite Zero.
Ooh. So is that
I used to go to the gym and I just felt like I was overheating and I wanted something refreshing.
He wanted something refreshing. He's 8 weeks out. He needed something.
That's so funny that he does that because Michael and I will literally go to like Firehouse Subs just to use like the mix, like the drink mix machine or whatever to get like our sugar fruity like
or like swing McDonald's, get their like Diet Coke or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do that all the time. And I feel so weird because I'm like, can I just have 2 large cups, please?
Yeah, I like Chick-fil-A's Diet Lemonade. That's like a good little treat on during prep.
Have you ever done Diet Lemonade and some unsweetened or unsweetened tea? I almost said unsweetened sweet tea, but tea. Arnold
Palmer. Tea.
That is a thing though, Jessica. I now have found unsweetened like sweet tea. Like that.
Yeah.
It's like different than like iced tea because iced tea has more like, tangy flavor.
That's what I was thinking of, and then I was like, no, because that's too sweet. So if you use the lemonade, like it kind of sweetens it, whereas if you do the sweet tea, it's just too much.
Oh, true.
Oh, like that an Arnold Palmer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arnold Palmer. Yeah.
I love it. No, I do love it. That's honestly my current like, fascination is iced tea and lemonade right now. Yeah. Loving it. Loving it.
I'm not there yet. I'll get there.
Yeah.
I'm starting prep, I guess now-ish. 22 weeks out. So I do like a little kind of like pre-prep, you know.
Are you doing like this Sasquatch?
No, what am I doing? Something in November. Texas, not like the big Texas one, like the Texas state, and then Atlantic Coast, I think. God, why don't I remember? I should know these things.
All right.
Oh wait,
but in November,
Coast, right? You're like, what the hell did I agree to again?
Heck yeah!
Like I wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was kind of in like a prep now, and then real prep soon.
Real prep. Do you guys have like Justin have like a plan? Is it like, okay, we're going to do this for 6 weeks? Or is it just like he kind of just as it comes, as it goes, like how you're looking, like we'll determine actually starts or
he wants to kind of get going now. Yeah. So he's already like cut out my off plan meals, cardios, and fat burners are in. I'm currently not on cycle, so natty at the moment, but he wants to get going. Like he wants to see the loss happening now. That way we can incorporate, like, because he's doing a lot of high days with Justin right now. Like he's had 2 cheat meals this week, like high days and 2 cheat meals. He does like a high day with a cheat meal. I don't know if I'm gonna get the same treatment.
But that's like you haven't prepped with Justin?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first prep.
He'll like sometimes I'm just like, please don't give me a fucking high day, because those high days are so
high.
they're so high, and I'll always be like, I don't need it. Just make me suffer, please.
I know. I get, but it's working. Like he's losing weight. He's not really yesterday. Where is he? he ordered a sandwich and it came with 2 brownies. And he's like, I hate these brownies. They're so gross. They're like, it's from Jimmy John's. He thinks their brownies are gross. They're like very fudgy and he thinks they're disgusting. So he didn't eat them, even though he could have. And I was like, you're not in prep then.
Yeah.
You don't want it bad enough.
And you're going to. But I mean, it's just how things are working right now. Okay, 3 weeks out, we can look back and laugh when you turned down.
I ate one of them. They gave me 3 of them, and I ate one. They said it wasn't very good.
Yeah, but there's still 2 brownies sitting on the counter.
Objectively, they were not good brownies.
They're not good. They're gross brownies. If there is such a thing.
Let me ask him. Does he like cosmic brownies? Does he like?
Where are you? Come here. Oh, do you like cosmic brownies?
Yeah.
How? That's a very fudgy brownie. A cosmic brownie is a very fudgy brownie.
He's. Oh, we got muted.
No difficulties here.
Oh no.
That's happened another time.
So you're ruining everything.
Well, I guess we're not going to find out today.
I know. I was like invested in the cosmic brownie thing.
Yeah, me too. That's fine. We can't hear you now. I think you have to reconnect your Bluetooth or speaker. I think if you just go to settings, and then you go into the audio.
I will say that Tim does refeeds and cheats together also. Like today, Ben ate like 10 meals.
Is eating.
He hasn't eaten them all yet, but yeah, it's like 10 meals plus a cheat meal on top of it.
Cheese and that's so excessive.
That's crazy.
Isn't that like so funny though? Like we're never happy, right? Like it's either not enough food or it's too much food, and I don't know.
I know.
Problems.
But yeah, I definitely don't really get the same treatment. Like there's probably like twice in this prep that I've gotten a refeed and a cheat. Normally it's just a cheat.
Yep.
Or just a refeed, but not usually both.
Yeah,
but I do feel like it's getting more common for coaches to like really, I don't know, maybe this has been a thing for a while, but like these like days where you just like oversaturate, that's like crazy. It's a lot of food.
I feel like I'm definitely kind of like not pushing the boundaries, I guess, but like with my bikini client actually that I shared recently.
Yeah. I saw. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like to play it like a little safe, I think. You know what I mean? Like I'm too worried that like, you know, who knows how her body's gonna respond to like a burger and fries. You know what I mean? And like at least for this go around, like going for junior nationals, like trying to not like overdo it, I guess. But I mean, for a while we really just kind of do like this touch and go of like, all right, you know, these next 2 days, let's stay on your maintenance plan, check in on Monday, and then she'll check in, and then I'd be like, all right, let's do 2 0 carb days in a row, check in on Wednesday, like that thing, and just kind of like, all right, next 4 days, let's do maintenance, you know, let's do a high day, and just kind of like really honestly just letting the look kind of dictate what we do, which obviously like I think it's kind of like what you're supposed to do, but yeah, just like it's, I don't know, when you're in prep for that long and all of a sudden like you're hit with a high day, it's like I can't even eat this much food. Even if I want to eat this much food, like I can't even eat this much food.
Yeah, it's hard because you're so used to eating so little food that then suddenly you get a day where it's like so much that it's hard to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I know my low days are like low. Like, like sub 1,000 calories for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah, Justin does like a 50% carb reduction per meal on his rest days. So like the contrast.
It's a lot.
So it was very interesting to see, like, I don't know, we say it all the time, right? Like there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. Like it's interesting to see like what each coach does and like how differently each coach does it, but then it's like all of you still get on stage looking good as hell. You know what I mean? So it's like there's no one way to do things.
Yeah, but at the same time, like even just like me, like every single prep I've had, all two of them have been drastically different. Like the first one I did with Justin was, like I said, I was getting high days like every fucking week. I was so sick of them. I had so much food. I didn't even feel like I was prepping. And then nationals, like I had 0 carb days, like all the cardio, not as many high days.
Yeah.
So it's like, even just like person to person, like no two preps are the same too. So it's like, it's just crazy tools a coach needs to have in their arsenal.
Were you responding like differently? Like your body, was it like?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea. But I know like the first prep I did with him, I had like a 1.5 year off season. And then we went straight into prep, and it was like a 26-week prep. And then for nationals, I kind of mentioned this before, but we had done like a gut protocol phase. So my meals had already been cut back to like only four meals a day. So I was starting prep from a much lower intake. So he had to add a meal back in when we started prep.
Right.
So it just took a lot longer for like things to start moving. Which I mean, to me, it just like makes sense if you're starting. Like my food, that first prep was so high when we started prep that there was so much to pull from.
Yes.
So, I mean, it ended up working out, but I just had to dig a lot deeper.
Suffer a little more,
Which honestly,
I told him I didn't want to do the gut whole thing because I have pretty good digestion.
Okay.
I don't like ever really suffer in any way, so I was like, no thanks.
I didn't feel like I had any issues either, and like the GI map didn't come back with anything extreme, but just I think it's just
I mean, the way he explained it made sense. Like it just sets you up for
exactly
a better prep, but I politely declined. I was like,
I remember that because he mentioned doing another one this year, and I'm just
say no thanks
on me. Like,
nah, I'm good. I'll be all right. Thank you, though.
Hey, Jasmine said you could decline, so I'm gonna.
What was that? This?
Oh, go ahead, Jess.
Hi there, sorry.
Oh, did I? No, I don't think I think I was done.
Oh, okay. You just made a comment. I just didn't hear it, but yeah, no, I mean, it is like, it's very interesting how, like you were saying, Jess, like no two preps are the same. Like actually, again, my bikini client that is going to junior nationals in a couple of weeks, pretty much two completely different preps, at least like in terms of like lengthwise. Like the first one was a very quick 16-week prep just because of how she kind of preset herself up. Like she had a cruise or whatever that she wanted to go on, but she specifically wanted to do like these local shows that was only 16 weeks away. So this time, and we continued to work through the off season to get ready for this junior national show. So we had we started at 26 weeks. It wasn't like prep, but it's like cutting out like you're doing, Jasmine, like the pre-prep sort of deal. And it's just gone like so much smoother. Like she's not having to do 5-6 days of 60 minutes of fasted cardio this time. It's like down to 4 days of like 35 minutes, and the post-workout cardio hasn't quite hit 60 minutes. So it's just like, it's cool to see kind of like, especially as a coach working with somebody for an extended period of time, just like how I don't know, like how those things can change. And like, I don't know, in my opinion, like this prep just went a little smoother just in terms of like timeline, and not feeling like we're under like this, this really hard like date or whatever of like, we've only got like 5 weeks and like we really got to have, we're really going to have to push. So it's really cool to kind of like almost she might not see it this way, but like kind of breeze into this show, which is really exciting. But
I kind of like having to fucking suffer a little bit. I'm like,
I know, me too.
I don't like it when it feels too easy.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like, is it working? Like,
great.
You almost feel like, oh, I could be better because I'm suffering. I'm not suffering. So if I do suffer, I could be better.
It would look better. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a very tough mentality to break, because I feel like we do like, smart enough to know that you don't necessarily need to be on your deathbed to get on stage, especially like for, again, now all of you who have now been with your coaches for, a good chunk of time. It's like these people have learned your bodies, what works with you, and how to prep you, how to peak you, and things like that. And it's like, you may not necessarily have to suffer because you're setting yourself up for like a successful prep. You know what I mean? But then on the inverse too, like it could be completely opposite, and maybe you did all the things and you set yourself up, but you still kind of have to, really grind out like the last few weeks or something. But I don't know. It definitely is like I'm very interested to see how this prep goes with Justin. Not to say that like I haven't suffered in like my previous preps or anything like that, or I mean, nationals definitely felt like the most prep of preps, I guess. And I wonder if that's just because it was for like a bigger show or something, so it felt that way. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to kind of see what he does, what his protocols are, how it goes. But we're already on.
You have to keep us updated.
Yes.
Huh?
Keep us updated with how it's going.
Well, I'm already doing 7 days of cardio, so it's not. I mean, the time wise isn't too crazy. It's just 25 minutes on the stairs 4 times a week, and then 30 minutes 3 times a week on the treadmill on an incline walk. But I mean, things are moving and grooving. I don't feel like we're not, I don't know, food isn't like really low right now, obviously, but definitely lower. And again, I think like the attempt is to probably bring us down a bit more in body fat before we actually start prep. But again, I'm curious to know, like, do we feed up into prep? Like kind of like what you were saying, Jessica, with your prep weight nationals, like, is it kind of going to be like starting from a really low point? And now we kind of have to mitigate that and not be at a point where I'm at such low calories where I have nothing else to give for the meal. I don't know. We'll see.
It's a little nerve-wracking to kind of like go in when you know your food is a fraction of what it was. I will say, our Justin, Jasmine, I feel like is Justin your husband doing 5 days a week of cardio?
No, I think he's doing 5. And
I think Jacoby is a big like 5 day a week cardio guy.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, it got high, but I do especially in prep. It's funny because in off season, like I only have 5 days a week, but I'll still like sit on the bike and just kind of slowly pedal for like 20 minutes in the morning because I like just start.
I like it too. I know I do it. I do extra.
Yeah,
so because I like going on the. It's like feels like a routine. It gets me ready for the day.
Yeah,
I'll do like steps like on the walking pad. If I'm not, on those days that are not my cardio days, I'll just go.
Yeah, I'll just kind of like slowly pedal on the bike, whereas normally like my cardio is the elliptical. But once you're in prep, it's really nice to have those at least one
rest days. Yeah,
cardio.
Yeah, for show. Yeah, I miss not having it. I will say, like, I am the person that would rather have lower food than higher cardio.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that it always works out that way, you know what I mean? But if I was given the choice, I would definitely rather.
Yeah.
Food. I'll deal with
I used to be the opposite, but now I agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I like food. I don't know.
It's true. But it's like you like your prep foods enough to be like, yeah, I want more rice and more chicken, you know? Maybe. Not for me, because
Yeah.
basic, like I'm so simple. Even like now, like I'm not dressing things up too crazy. Like it's literally just the most basic seasonings and stuff and flavors, but I don't know.
When it starts getting like that 55-hour cardio, then it's like, oh.
Wait, the
I
what?
don't know. I can I had to for like 3 or 4 weeks, like the last 3 or 4 weeks, nationals was like 55 in the morning. I don't remember if I had 2 sessions. But it was like an hour long. I was like,
Yeah, that's a
that was
lot.
rough. That was rough.
It's a lot to do fasted. You know what I mean? Like I love me some fasted cardio. Like I like a good 20, 30 minutes in the morning or something. Like you're just like you feel like you're ready for the day and it just I don't know about it just feels nice to get out, I guess. But an hour of fasted cardio
That's just like daunting. That feels like hell.
You like don't want to wake up. You're like, I just don't want to do this.
Just forget about it.
Yeah. Like I would definitely, I don't know. That's actually a good question. If I would rather do an hour of fasted cardio or an hour after my workout cardio.
I can't remember exactly, but I think I was doing like, it was supposed to be 55 fasted and then like 30 or 35 post workout. And I'd always just end up like getting in such a groove. But by the time you hit 50, it's like you might as well just hang out another little while, right?
Yeah.
So I'd rather do a little more, a little extra in the morning and then shave off. So,
yeah. If you have to go twice anyways, it's like I would rather get majority done in the morning so I have less post workout.
Yeah.
But if I only have one session, I like doing post workout because I like my sleep. I like my sleep.
True. Yeah. Sleeping in the morning. Yeah.
I've been like getting up 6 o'clock, like naturally. I was never like that growing up. Like I was a night owl. I was getting up, 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Now I think since my nationals prep, when you get so tired and all you think about is food is like you just go to bed early so that you can get up and eat breakfast like the first meal the next day. So I started doing that, and we've kind of kept that schedule. We're in bed 9:30, up at 6:30, and it's been nice. It's been really, I feel very adult. I feel like I accomplish a lot. I have a lot of time in my morning to, do everything I need to do. But there was something that only like happened because of prep.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was like, 12 o'clock, 1 a.m. going to bed, waking up whenever.
Yeah, I definitely we've got to, I don't know, we say this all the time, but we definitely have to be better about getting to bed a lot sooner because we'll definitely, I don't know, I just feel like our day is so we've got all our shit to do. We've got to go to work. We've got to go to the gym. We've got to train. I've got to cook Quinn dinner when he's here. And it's just by the end of all of that, it's like 9 o'clock at night. And it's like, I haven't seen you all day. And I actually like you. So out with you. So then we end up smoking, hanging out until 10:30. And then it's like, okay, we get our last meal in and then, sit on the couch, maybe watch some YouTube or something. And then we pass out on the couch and it's like 1:30 when we wake up and it's just like, shit. And then he's like CPAP and crawling into bed after falling asleep on the couch or something just always sucks. And so I don't know. There's really no difference that we can do because it's not like I can just not work or the gym or whatever the case is. But I don't know. That's I guess one thing you don't necessarily think about is sacrificing that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Are we sacrificing sleep or are we sacrificing quality time with one another?
Right.
Do you feel like you don't get that time because of your son or just busy?
Just busy and go. So I'm still obviously very much go to a 9-to-5 job and so I split custody with Quinn. So his father has him half the week, I have him half the week, but he still comes home, his bus gets dropped off to my house. So he's here obviously after school every day. But yeah, like on the nights that he's here, like we have to kind of get through our workouts so that I can come home and cook him dinner and stuff so that we can get into bed and like school and like it just and now he's gonna be starting track. So like now I have to figure out Monday and Tuesday getting him to practice before I go to the gym and his dad's gonna go pick him up. Like it's just there's just I feel like there's always like which it's funny because we talked about it earlier of how the weekends almost suck because like you're not doing anything, you're just kind of sitting around and like for him especially like in prep it's like okay you're just sitting around and like waiting for your next meal or whatever. But then it's also like just in that go it just again like we don't stop and like get home and have our post workout and shower and everything until it's like 9:30
Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty late.
But I think a big part of it is just like my work schedule. So like I get out of work at 4:30, but I live like 35 minutes away from work. So it's like by the time I actually, and that's to say that like I get out of work on time. There are times where like I'm still at work by like 4:45, 5 o'clock. So then, get home around 5:30. We've got to get dressed. We've got to, do our pre-workout thing and then go to the gym and, training with two people. So it's like, that's also another thing too, is, I'm not sure if you guys consistently like have training partners or train with somebody, or if you just train on your own, it's like, that's by myself. I can knock that out in like, 45 minutes or whatever. But with the two of us, and especially not that like we take so long in the gym, I guess we're definitely very like, we want to be efficient. We want to get our workout in and just like get it done so we can get out of here. But it's like now he's also at the point where he has 50 minutes of cardio after training or something. And so, a lot of that, like, obviously comes into effect, like, when preps come around is the post-workout cardio. And, like, we have an elliptical here. Like, we could always come home and he could do his cardio here, but it just doesn't always feel the same. Like, it's a home elliptical. It's not, I don't know, it just always feels harder to, like, get my heart rate up on like, a home piece of equipment. If it's not, like, a little piece of equipment. So yeah, like it all just kind of bleeds into the next thing and I don't know, again, like we enjoy each other's company and like I know like there are definitely like some couples and it's like there's no one way that it all works. Like there are definitely people that are like, hey, we're fine doing our own thing, maybe being in like the same room or doing, you know what I mean? But I don't know, we really want to hang.
Yeah. We do a lot of like what I've seen on the internet called like parallel play or whatever, is where it's like he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, but we're like in the same space. Like I'm reading my book, he's reading his book, and we're just in the same space, but like doing our own thing. I think that's also really good, like quality time
for sure.
Being close, but like you got your thing.
We definitely like that'll definitely become more of a thing as he gets deeper in prep because it's always I want you here, but I don't necessarily want you here.
Like don't
we'll say no, that's funny. He's definitely very like once we get into like these tail ends, it's like even just like the like touch on his back or something like that. He's always just like, which I don't know, I guess like what that is, but I guess I kind of experienced that too. Like we were kind of talking about our couples situation in prep and stuff in the chat, but I don't know. I guess it's just like when you're at those lower points and you're just everything's kind of irritating and everything's kind of a nuisance, I guess. And
like the effort to do like to have sex is like that's too much. Like when you're that deep.
And that's so again, not to like kind of throw it all out there, I guess, but like we're pretty high libido people. And but like it just is such a conflicting thought of like it's not that I don't want to necessarily or want to with you. It's literally just the fact that like the job that I do, I'm talking to people like all day, every day, like just the energy to like have stupid conversation with random people for hours time throughout the day is just like so draining. And then you train and then you do your cardio and then you take your shower and you're just like, I'm clean, I'm finally comfortable, I'm finally sitting. And it's just like the idea of having to like, I don't know, so shitty to say.
Yeah, initiate or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Well, that makes sense. That's kind of how I've described it too. Like, is I think for women too, it's a lot more when you've been giving energy, like you said, all day to like maybe a job or like whatever else you've got going on, that can like it's like taking a little bit more from you, like energetically. You know what I mean? And it's like I just don't have the energy. I just want to like sit. I just want to watch TV and like just not think about anything. Where
point.
like where Ben is like literally, I think like he was like, I don't understand like the energy part of it because it's not like doesn't take like energy. Like
just
he was like, I could. He's like, the worst thing in the world could happen to me, and like that would still not be like. I would still be like, yeah, like sex sounds great.
What? Well, I mean, it's probably easier for men.
Yes.
You know.
But it is very interesting because I feel like for the guys,
you know how much like work some females have to finish.
Yes,
it takes a lot of work sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't necessarily want to take the energy to.
I gotta like get my mind right.
Yeah, exactly. I also feel like we're very like mental creatures when it comes to that, or they're very physical creatures when it comes to that. So it's like on the guy's end, I'm sure like, and maybe I'm completely wrong, maybe Ben's a freaking animal, but like, you know, when you're really in like the last 2-3 weeks, it's like I don't even have the physical energy to hold myself over you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like, do the
Yeah.
cardio it takes to do this, you know?
Yeah. No, at that point he's like, he's dead at that point. But
yeah.
Literally, I don't know, like this last prep was like a fucking weird one. We literally like the night before he was on stage was like, yeah, let's just.
That's funny. I heard that like that you shouldn't do that because of like testosterone levels and blah blah blah, science stuff.
Yeah,
that you shouldn't do that.
Well, he got his pro card, so I guess
it worked. It worked. It's fine.
I just got this message because he heard our conversation. Can you guys see this?
You take Trent, see what happens.
That's so funny.
It's actually it's very valid, Ben. It's very valid. I get it. I understand. This is what I'm up against right now.
I guess, yeah. Let's try it, ladies.
Yeah. That would be hilarious, honestly.
That's what everyone on the internet thinks that we're doing anyway.
True.
Yeah, same to me.
No, that would be really bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm already a crazy person. Add that in. I don't know what would happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Off the rails, for sure.
I don't think the guys could handle us if we were on trend, okay? They'd be like, I can't do this again. I can't make it work again. Sorry.
That'd be fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I know we're really this podcast, but I definitely do want to kind of start opening up the conversation about PED use with women and competitors. I think it definitely is a bigger conversation than really what we would have time to do this thing. But and I also think it would be kind of cool to have everybody on when we want to have that discussion or whatever, just kind of get everybody's take. But yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, next time, next pod, maybe that could be.
Yeah.
If anyone has any questions?
Yeah, please
comment.
And like serious questions. I don't want to hear like, how big's your clit? How big does your clit grow when you take steroids? I feel like that's always like the underlying question, or like, I don't know, it's just like a weird fascination that people have when it comes to female use in PEDs. But yeah, any questions? Like, I mean, I'm definitely no like science guru. I just kind of know what I know and what I've done and what's worked for me and stuff. But I don't know, I feel like we've probably waited until like we're all pretty comfortable with one another to like kind of dive into those conversations. So I mean, I feel very, very comfortable to kind of, you know, open up about it. Yeah, so I guess everybody should stay tuned for that conversation when that happens. Yeah.
I'm totally fine with sharing. I really don't have any qualms.
Yeah, agreed.
Bring in the questions, people. Let us know what you want to know. We'll share it. But I have to go grab a meal. I'm sure everybody's got to grab a meal. Because that's always my exit. I never know how to exit. It's like, okay, I've got to.
I feel like gotta go eat.
Yeah,
that's a good one for all of us. All right, guys, gotta go eat.
Yeah. It's always a good out. It's a good out. Honestly, for anything. Like, sorry, I can't. I actually have to go grab a meal. Like, I can't. I can't miss it. Like,
I'm hangry. Yeah, gotta go.
It's a real thing. Yeah,
it really is. It's a good excuse, honestly. But all right, ladies. Well, until next time, have a lovely Saturday evening.
Yes, you too.
We'll chat in the chat.
All right.
Bye, everybody. Guys. Have a good weekend.
You too. Love you.
Bad bitch, I'm a